Calling All Authors, the Your Book, Your Voice podcast, hosted by Robert A. Lane, is on the air, featuring everything you need to know about narrating your own audiobook. But it doesn't stop there. From special guests, including authors and professionals from the book industry, to sharing tools and techniques needed to be a confident and compelling narrator. The journey starts now. So please welcome your host, Robert A. Lane.
Hey, my friends, how are you today? Hope you're having a great day. This is the Your Book, Your Voice podcast. I am Robert A. Lane. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is about the audiobook world. This is why I do this podcast, to help you as an author, show you things that you can do to create and narrate your audiobook in your own voice, especially if you're a nonfiction author. If you're a nonfiction author and you have a book that's out there, then God, you got to narrate it. Even if you're a fiction author. If you're a fiction author and your book's written like a narrative, or maybe you have just a handful of characters, or if it's a drama or something, you can still narrate your own audiobook because, again, it's content that is king. Content is king, right? Which leads to what we're going to talk about on today's podcast. The topic today is, I sound like that? I hear this all the time. I sound like that. We're going to talk about your voice and why you need to love your voice and how important your voice is to your author brand. It is important. It is crucial. I can't even tell you how important it is that you love and appreciate this wonderful sound that comes out of your body. So let's dive right in. We're going to ask you this. I'll ask you this question, okay? Why do you hate your voice, right? I hear this all the time. The number one excuse that I hear from authors about not narrating their own audiobook, or maybe even stops them from even creating their audiobook, is, I hate my voice. No one's going to want to hear me. No, that is a false belief, okay? It's a false belief. The first thing that you need to understand is, well, I get it, okay? I get it. I've talked to many people, and myself included. First time I heard my voice, I was like, oh, I said that too. I sound like that? But the thing is, when we hear our voice, and understanding this from a physical standpoint, when you hear your voice, you're hearing it from the inside out. So it's all resonating inside your head. And then this is where you hear it, from the inner ear. Now, obviously, when you have your voice played back to you, you're hearing it from the outside coming in. And I know that it's not going to sound the same because the way things resonate sound-wise in your head, it's a resonator, it's going to sound different than when it's played back to you. But you know what? Your voice is fine, okay? It really is. You don't have a bad voice. You really don't. Because again, people want to hear you, in regards to audiobooks especially, people want to hear you tell your story in your own voice, okay? You just got to reframe your mind, and you have to just love your voice and appreciate this wonderful sound. The other thing that I want to really hit home for you as an author is that you are an author brand, and everything about you, everything that encompasses who you are, voice included, that's what makes you, you. That is what makes you stand out in a crowd. Because of your unique voice, because of how you sound, right? Even if there's somebody that sounds similar to you, it's still not you because you still have a uniqueness to your voice. There are intangibles. These intangibles are the things that make a great audiobook, the emotion, the energy. Your energy is yours and it's unique to you. Your voice is yours and it's unique to you. And that's what allows you to stand out in a crowd. That's part of your author brand, and it is a crucial part of your author brand. Also, keep in mind that how you wrote your book, that style, your voice, technically, I guess you can say, is in your written word. So when you're narrating your audiobook, you're just bringing it to life in your own voice. You're taking that personality that's already in your book, and you're just bringing it to life, which makes perfect sense. It is part of your brand identity. That's how important your voice is. It is part of your author brand. So love your voice, okay? Some things that you can do to get you to love your voice is work with a coach. This is why I do what I do as an audiobook coach and producer. It's more than just taking you, the author, through the process of creating an audiobook. You know, there's a lot of technical things, of course, but what I focus on as a coach, taking all my entertainment industry background, working in radio, doing voiceover. I've done this for, I worked 30 plus years in the entertainment industry. And this is all the experience that I bring to you as a coach, because it comes down to confidence, believing in yourself, loving your voice, teaching you the fine art of tone and pacing and how to deliver confidently and authentically and conversationally. That's what I do as a coach. It's not just taking you through the rigors of creating an audiobook. That's part of it. But the emotional side, the intangible side is just as important, if not even more important. Because you just don't want to put out a mediocre audiobook. You want somebody that wants to be on the edge of their seat from opening credits to closing credits. And just like, I love this book. The storytelling is awesome. I'm riveted by what is being said. And your book is riveting. I know you feel that. I know you believe it because you believed it enough to publish it. And it's out there for the world to read. And you need to be out there for the world to hear. So don't say, I hate my own voice. I hate my voice. I don't like how I sound. Love and appreciate this wonderful sound that you have, because that is part of your author brand. Or here's another excuse that I hear. Okay. I don't sound like a professional. I don't sound professional enough. No one's going to want to listen to me because I'm just an amateur. That is why you hire a coach to help you through the process, which is, again, what I do as an audiobook coach and producer. So you just got to do certain things. You want to be a professional, you want to act like a professional, you want to sound like a professional, then you're going to learn basic narration techniques, which is what I teach the clients that I have in my audiobook coaching program. You do things like vocal warm-ups, okay? Because it helps you not only loosen up your throat and get your voice to sound great, but it helps increase control over your voice, makes you sound more polished and professional. So you can do it. The other thing that you have to do to sound great, right, is you got to have great gear, all right? Don't opt for some cheapy mic. Don't go for the $100, $150, whatever mic, no name mic, or even a Yeti mic, or whatever mic you have, because you are, how would I put this? You're compromising the quality of your author brand. Don't do that. Don't cut corners. So get a good microphone, because it does really help you sound even more professional. I mean, the microphones, just look at other podcasts, right? The ones that are on YouTube, or that you can actually see the equipment that they're using. I would say 80 to 90% of podcasters around the world use the same microphone. Why? Because it's a great mic. It sounds terrific. They sound, like radio professionals. Makes their voice sound great, makes their guests sound great. Get the same kind of mic, it's those Shure mics are awesome. Make the investment. They're like $300 to $400. Do it. Okay, this is your author brand. Okay, you are a brand. And remember, as a brand, you are an entrepreneur. And as an entrepreneur, the buck stops with you. And I'm going to throw out my infamous catchphrase, you are the CEO of you. That means that the decisions that you make for your author brand, the buck stops with you. You make great decisions to move your business forward. That's what it's all about. That's what entrepreneurship is all about. It's providing greatness, okay? Because you don't want to put subpar product out there. When it comes to your ebook and your paperback and your hardcover, you did what it takes. You did what it took to put out great product. And you need to do the same thing with your audiobook. And you can, because you do have the voice to do it. So if you don't sound professional enough, and this is something that I do with my authors as well, is, okay, so let's say you're going to record a chapter. Well, go over it. Read it out loud. Read it again. Record yourself. Play it back. See how it sounds. And I don't mean just, from a technical aspect, because that is important too. Make sure your mic placement is good, that you're not too close to the mic, you're not too far away from the mic. Maybe you're moving, close and away, and you hear that. Well, you got to make adjustments, of course, from that side of it. But what you're listening to is your energy and your emotion and that aspect of it. Because remember, the intangibles, those are the things. The intangibles are the secret sauce of creating a great audiobook. So that's what you listen for. If it sounds reedy, if it sounds monotone, if it just doesn't feel right, then put yourself in the right frame of mind. And you do that by doing affirmations, by doing a little bit of meditation. Just get yourself, whatever it takes to put yourself in a comfortable space, not only physically, but mentally. And that's how you are more conversational and, most importantly, authentic. Okay. So again, you can sound professional. Other things I hear are like, people think my voice is too boring. Of course it's not. Because again, it's about content. It's about what you have to say. It's about the story that you are telling. Every book that I've worked on, every audiobook that I've helped authors narrate, and I've done a ton of them, everyone has been fantastic. And I loved hearing the authors tell their story because they were so good at it. Authors telling their story about their cancer journey. Authors telling me about their story about how their educational programs that they offer. Authors talking about groups that they've created to support each other. Authors talking about their traumatic journeys, like the book about being in a religious cult, or again, those cancer journeys, or another book that I worked on. The author talked about losing her husband, who died unexpectedly. I mean, these are just crazy, crazy things. Hey, Robert Gaines, how you doing, man? I appreciate your support on LinkedIn and on YouTube. Of course, we're here. But these are really, great stories. And when the author tells that story in their own voice, it doesn't get any better than that. Because remember, it's coming from the source. You are the source. It's not having someone else narrate it for you. They're not going to be able to express your story the way that you would express it because you lived it. You lived it, you've breathed it, you've written about it. Now it's time to narrate it, to express it, to put it out there in your own voice, coming from first person, coming from the source. That's what I want to hear. I don't want to hear another narrator, especially for a nonfiction book, especially if it's a memoir. That narrator didn't live your life. You did. So the energy and emotion that you bring to the table is yours, is exclusively yours. And that's so important. That is so important. Another excuse that I hear from authors who say, I'm not going to narrate my audiobook. I just make too many mistakes. That's crazy. Okay. And reason being is that we all make mistakes. We're human. Everybody does. The greatest professionals on the planet, right? Your favorite, A-level actor makes mistakes. Why do you think they have blooper reels, right? Those are mistakes. We all make them. Okay. So what I offer to my clients in regards to the mistakes is that I tell them, when you're recording your audiobook, don't stop. All right. Don't go, I made a mistake. I got to stop. I got to go back. Let me erase this and this and that and the other. No, you keep going because, again, in the Your Book, Your Voice audiobook coaching program, if you're in the VIP program, make your mistakes, because my job as an editor, and I'm not only coaching you, but I'm producing your audiobook as well. You send your audio files to me. If there are mistakes, I clean them up for you, because I want you to just focus on doing a great narration, because that's what it's all about. You don't have to worry about mistakes. You have an editor that's there, a professional editor who knows what they're doing, who understands the nuances and the specifications of creating a great audiobook. You got to make sure you get a good editor who knows what they're doing. They will clean it up for you. And this is what I do for my clients. Just stop. You don't have to stop. Just keep going. You make a mistake, take a breath, redo that sentence and carry on. Because the point is you are in your zone, okay? You're focused, you're grounded, you're in your zone. You don't want to knock yourself out of it. You don't need to worry about making mistakes. We all do. When I did my audiobook, of course I made mistakes. I would go back because I was really picky and trying to be a perfectionist, and you don't need perfection, okay? You don't need it. You don't need to be perfect because, again, it's the content that makes all the difference in the world. But, I would stop and restart and all that. And I'm like, no, I did that. And I'm like, okay, no, that's not what I'm going to have my author clients do. No, I'm going to definitely take care of them by doing the editing for them, because I don't want you to worry about that. Your sole purpose is to do a great narration, and that's it. Let the editor clean up your audio, remove the mistakes, and do everything that needs to be done, which is why I do what I do in helping these authors that go through my program. And here's the other thing that I really want you to understand, and why it's really important for you to love your voice. Share a little bit of what I do when I'm experiencing listening to these authors. They send me their audio files. I do the editing. I got my editor's hat on. I'm doing my editing. I'm doing my thing, just focusing on cleaning up and making sure the audio sounds great. I do a final quality control pass, a QC pass, when I'm outputting their mastered audio file before I upload it for them for publication in Audible, Amazon, Apple, and any other distribution platform that they want to be on. Now, during that quality control pass, I'm really listening and focusing on the actual narration. And I tell you, every single time I am sucked into the story, because that's how good every author did their narration. It is such a great thing, and it's so gratifying and rewarding to me when I hear that. And I'm pulled into their story. That means the author did their job, which means you can do the same thing. You can create a great, compelling, and engaging narration. And Robert Gaines, okay, you have a great question. Do you suggest they use a clicker to identify mistakes? Because I've done that with and without, and it does make it easier to see the clicks in the waveform. That is one option. What I do, Robert, with my clients, and that's a great question, but what I instruct my clients to do is do what voiceover people do. And that is, when you're recording, if you make a mistake, pause, say pickup, little pause, and then redo the sentence. Now, the clicker is fine. That's a good idea, because when you're looking at the waveform, that's going to jump out. But I'll tell you, when you pause and you say pickup, there's those two little waveform bumps you see. I can identify that right away. And it has the same effect in regards to making it easier to identify where the mistakes are and what needs to be cleaned up. Now, of course, that is really helpful for people who are doing it themselves. If you're one of those authors who's recording it yourself and you want to edit it yourself, then that's fine. This will help you with the editing. And by the way, not only do I have a VIP program with the Your Book, Your Voice audiobook coaching program, I also have a do-it-yourself version of the program as well. So if you want to do it yourself, I teach you all the editing skills that you need and how to make sure your audio meets the exact specifications for publication and how to upload and all that stuff. You have all the tools you need. So if you are one of those people who wants to, dive in there and do it yourself, I have, a version of the program that you can definitely get into. So, reach out to me, right? Reach out to me, book a call if you want. I'd love to talk to you about your book. Matter of fact, you can go to robertlanecoaching.com, by the way. There's information about the Your Book, Your Voice audiobook coaching program. Again, there's the VIP version and the DIY version. But you're more than welcome to schedule a call. Go to the website. There's plenty of buttons there that say book a call. And I talk to every author before I enroll anybody into the program because I want to make sure that you resonate with me as your audiobook coach and producer, and that I resonate with you as well, because we're going to be working together. If we are doing the VIP program, that's a 12-week program that you and I are working one-on-one together. If you're doing the DIY program, obviously I'm not there to coach you because it's a do-it-yourself program. However, I do have a private Facebook group that you can ask questions that I'm happy to answer to give you some extra support, even in the do-it-yourself version. So I'm there for you. But, again, book a call. We can talk about it and find out what version of the program works best for you. It's that simple, okay? And do your audiobook. You know what? If you sign up now, you can have your audiobook done, like ready for the holidays, ready for the new year, ready for whenever you want to promote your audiobook. So get it done, right? The audiobook world has been growing and expanding at an exponential rate for the last several years, and it continues to grow and expand. You need to be in it, all right? Because that's how a lot of authors get discovered. They get discovered by having people hear them first before they go to the other formats of your book. So it's really important to have an audiobook because it's a great product to have out there to add to the arsenal of great products that you have as an ebook and a paperback and a hardcover. And having that audiobook really does make all the difference in the world. So make sure you definitely do that. All right. Now, there are other things that I hear as excuses, and these are fixable things, right? I get tired. My voice gets tired. I run out of breath. My pacing, I'm too fast. I'm too slow. Again, when you're being coached, these are things that we talk about that I help you with. That's all part of creating a great audiobook. And this is why hiring somebody to help you through the process just makes it so much easier. So really, I would love to work with you. Reach out to me. It's that simple, okay? But don't use excuses because you have a great voice, all right? You really have a great voice. And again, I know that there's a lot of you who are like, oh man, trying to sign up on ACX is just a nightmare, or there's all this editing to do, and it's the technology is just really overwhelming. Well, then again, that's why you have a team of people to help you, or you have somebody to help you, like what I do as an audiobook coach and producer with helping authors. That's what I do. I handle the editing. I handle all the tech stuff. I do all that behind the scenes, so you only need to worry about doing a great narration. And one more thing that I want to share with you is this. This is one of my catchphrases I'm going to throw out to you, okay? I am who I am, I do what I do, and I am not ashamed of it. And what that means is I don't care what other people think. So say that to yourself, but say it not in a negative, vindictive way, but in a positive way. I don't care what other people think. I don't care what other people think about how I sound. I am who I am, I do what I do, and I am not ashamed of it. And when you say that and you mean it from the heart, in a positive way, it immediately builds up confidence. Don't worry about how other people think you sound. Because I'm telling you, 9 out of 10 times they don't care. What they care about is what you have to say. What they care about is the content that you're sharing. That's what they care about. Don't be so worried about how other people think you sound. Believe in yourself. Believe in your voice, this wonderful sound, this tool that is part of your author brand. You have a toolkit. Your author brand toolkit, your voice is one of the most important pieces of that toolkit. So love it and embrace it, because as an entrepreneur, you are the CEO of you. So make great business decisions. And the best business decision that you can make is narrating your own audiobook. So do it, okay? You have a great voice. When you say, I sound like that, say it in a positive way. I sound like that? Man, I sound great. I sound awesome. I love my voice. I have a great voice. I am an awesome narrator. No one can narrate my book better than me. These are the types of affirmations that you need to say. You need to say them. You need to write them down. You need to post them by your computer, post it on your bathroom mirror, Have a copy next to your nightstand, put it on your refrigerator, read it over and over, and you read it until you feel it. And once you feel it, then your subconscious will believe it. And when you believe in yourself, there's nothing that can stop you from doing a great audiobook narration. You need to narrate your own audiobook. Nonfiction authors, I say for nonfiction authors, every nonfiction author needs to narrate their own audiobook, period. You need to narrate your own audiobook. It's your story. No one can tell your story better than you. Fiction authors, narrate your own book. Why not? All right. I mean, if you have a ton of different characters, of course, you may want to get a voiceover person that can do multiple voices to bring, some crazy fantasy, space, whatever your book is about. But you know what? For a lot of fiction authors, it's the story that matters. And there may be a handful of characters, but guess what? You can still express without thinking, I got to create a voice for this person. I got to create a voice for that person. You don't. You can still tell the story, and it'll still be engaging and compelling and authentic and conversational and all those things. All those intangibles that make a great audiobook are going to be in there. So do it. Love your voice. Appreciate your voice. Have confidence in your voice, because you have what it takes to do a great audiobook narration. We'd love to help you. We'd love to work with you. Go to robertlanecoaching.com. Again, there are a bunch of links in the description here on LinkedIn, on YouTube, and on all the other podcasting platforms that this podcast gets distributed on. Check out the description. I got a link to more information about the DIY program, the VIP program. I have a free audiobook narration reference guide that you can download. Grab it and do it. Get your audiobook done. I would love to help you out. And again, you can always book a call with me. That's in the link as well. Let's talk about your book. I'll tell you more how you can get involved, whether it's the VIP version or the DIY version. I'll give you all the details about the Your Book, Your Voice audiobook coaching program. And do it. Get involved and get that audiobook done. You do need it. It's an important part of your arsenal of products as your author brand. Well, that's going to wrap it up. If there's a topic you would like me to talk about, you can always reach out to me by going to robertlanecoaching.com, fill out the contact form. We'd love to hear from you. All right. And as always, when you're out and about in the world, smile at a stranger, say hello to them, because that small gesture of kindness is just such a great thing to share with somebody, because you don't know what other people are going through. And we all wear that mask when people say, hey, how you doing? I'm great. But maybe you're not. Maybe you're having a bad day. But for a lot of people, it's much more deeply rooted. And just that small gesture of kindness can make the world of difference in somebody's life and be a life changer. You can be a life changer by doing something as simple as that. All right, thank you so much for tuning into the Your Book, Your Voice podcast. I'm Robert A. Lane. Again, more information about the Your Book, Your Voice audiobook coaching program is at robertlanecoaching.com. You guys are fantastic. Keep being awesome human beings, and we'll talk to you next week on the Your Book, Your Voice podcast. Take care, my friends.
This has been Your Book, Your Voice with host Robert A. Lane. Tune in each week for another powerful and informative episode. And remember, only you can narrate your story the way it's meant to be heard.